Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of Drafting with Newmont. This time on the Newmont Gaming site. As many of you know, I am no longer doing videos for Gathering Magic, and instead we'll be putting them up on my own site instead. So I'm going to join the queue, and let's do this. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, here we are for our first pick. And if you couldn't tell, this is Cube. This is Legacy Cube here on Magic the Gathering Online. We are a few days before the release of Shadows over Innistrad on the online format, and instead we get to play some Cube before that drops. So first pack here, what do we have? We have a Gaea's Cradle, Jace Architect of Thought, Jace Vryn's Prodigy, Sensei's Divining Top, and some other good cards. Of course, this is Cube, so the power level of the cards is going to be higher than normal for a normal draft. Here, I think I'm tempted to take one of the blue cards. I'm a big fan of Gaea's Cradle and Top, but I think Jace, either Architect of Thought or Vryn's Prodigy, are going to be the better pickups here. I think I am going to go with the 2-mana one and see where we go from here. Oh, it looks like we still have the issue of the draft. So this was an issue they were having earlier with Magic Online, where you're not able to make your pick. You're not able to take your card and place it down below. You have to select the card and reserve it, and then you have to let the timer, well, which you can see here is actually stuck on 0. You have to let the timer deplete. So following Jace Vryn's Prodigy, remember, it's still pick 2 pack 1. So signaling is not really there as of yet. I'm liking Noble Hierarch. Ophiomancer is great. Marsh Flats is good. Some other fine cards as well, of course. I don't really want to take Dissipate or Old Man, following up Jace as the only other blue cards, but I could definitely go a control route for sure. Marsh Flats, I think, would also be a fine consideration just for getting fetches early on. Well, I don't mind here taking the Dissipate. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but this draft is going to be a little bit slow and dirtily. I'm going to go ahead and pause in between some of these things so that the video isn't prolonged and that you have to wait a long time before the picks are made. But let's try to see if we could build a nice blue control deck, so I'll take the Dissipate here. All right, next pack. Pretty good one, too. We have a nice Wurmcoil Engine, Counterspell, Ancient Tomb, some other nice control aspects as well. I think here I'm going to probably take Wurmcoil. Just does a bunch of stuff, and even though I love Counterspell, I think Wurmcoil Engine just pulls you out of a lot of tough positions. We can go into like some weird Reanimator deck. We can just be some blue control deck where Wurmcoil Engine is just a very good card. So happy to take this, and yeah. Okay, next pack. We have a few good picks. Big fan of Master of the Wild Hunt. Restoration Angel's always good. Lightning Bolt always solid. I think I'm actually going to take the Deceiver Exarch here and see if we can find the Splinter Twin combo in the in this draft. I think getting the Deceiver Exarch or Pestermite early is a really good thing to do, and it's just one of the better archetypes in this format. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Deceiver Exarch here. Again, you might see the video jump around a little bit. It's just because I'm pausing while the timer runs out, because I'm trying to click on this right now and it won't let me. There's, again, a draft bug on MTGO, so I don't want to waste your guys' time, but I will take the Deceiver Exarch here. All right, follow up to the Deceiver Exarch. I think I'm going to go with Time Warp here. A little bit better if you have Planeswalkers, so had I take Jace Architect of Thought, it might have been a little bit better, but Jace Vryn's Prodigy is also a fine one with Time Warp. Some other fine cards in this pack. I'm not going to go down the show and tell route. Fertile Ground is good. Thrun is always solid. Necrotal, Serendib are both fine as well, but Time Warp here seems fine, and will be my pick once the timer again times out. Sorry guys for that, but here we go. Okay, Preordain is an excellent pickup. Man, I love red in this cube. I love red in all cubes. And seeing a Hellrider this late is kind of annoying, but I think this is a really happy Preordain here. This is just one of the better cards for the blue decks. And especially if I'm going to try to go the Splinter Twin route, it's going to let me find those combo pieces a lot faster. All right, after taking the Preordain, we get this pack, which again is showing us a lot of red cards here. If I do plan on going to see Rexark, plan taking a card like, or any one of these red cards is fine, but I think here I'm going to go with Scroll Rack. It just lets you go a lot deeper in your deck, and if I pick up any shuffle effects, this is really, really going to help out. So here I'm going to take the Scroll Rack over any of the other cards. Again, it does look like red was open though, and like I mentioned before, it's just one of my favorite things to do. All right. Follow up to that, I think we just take the Shivan Reef here. I don't really think there's anything else. It's possible that I should be trying to avoid the Splinter Twin, but again, it's early enough that I think it's fine to do, and it's not like we're warping our draft around it too much. There's not too much in this pack that's really exciting, and I think Shivan Reef is a fine pickup. All right, looks like Sensei's Divining Top wheeled for us, which is really good. Again, we're looking for combo pieces, or we're just going to be a blue control deck where top should be fine. And again, since we already have the Scroll Rack, Sensei's Divining Top is going to be better because we are going to be on the lookout for shuffle effects. So really happy to get this here. And that's going to be my pick for number 9 on the wheel. Alrighty, and next pack looks like Old Man of the Sea wheeled for us. I'm going to happily take that. Nothing else here for us. If worst comes to worst, we're just a blue control deck. I am perfectly happy with the route that we've gone down. Old Man of the Sea, I think, is a little bit underrated, honestly. It does a ton of work. There are a ton of creatures that it can steal, and it has a lot of nice synergies if you pick up any sack effects or anything like that. So happy to pick up the Old Man of the Sea. All right, next up. Yeah, again, looks like a lot of nice red cards. Even Porcelain Legionnaire, I always joke, is like the best red 2-drop. I guess I'm just going to take Rift Bolt here. It's the card I'm most likely to play. Maybe Righteous Confluence. So we'll take that, go to the next pick. And again, super annoying that I can't select cards here, but oh well, so it goes. I'll just select the Irish Shaman. It's fine. It's not amazing. Frenzied Goblin is not for this deck for sure, nor is Hall of Triumph, and I don't plan on going down this route. Although I guess Regrowth is maybe the card that I'm more likely to play. We could always be blue-green. We did pass a lot of green cards. Take the Regrowth and see what happens. All right. Again, seeing a lot of other red cards, so red does seem to be open, which is fine. Again, I did take that Deceiver Exarch, so if we do get Pestermite or rather Splinter Twin or Kiki Jiki, we're in a good spot to have some sort of red-blue deck. I wish I could select this. There it is. Seal of Fire seems fine. Again, only know that we're blue right now. We could be any combination of colors. No rush onto any of these. Wow, all of the red cards are wheeling, actually. We could also be some, like, red-blue kind of tempo-y deck. Wow, Upheaval? Jeez. So, the thing is, in this cube, they took out a ton of, in fact, almost all of the, what I call brown mana, the artifact mana. The only two artifact ramp spells in this format now are Chromatic Lantern, which is just okay, and then Gilded Lotus, which is very good, but because of that, it's very hard to play Upheaval in non-blue-green decks where you have access to a lot of ramp creatures or ramp in general. That being said, the card is still very, very powerful. It's hard for me to pass it. Other cards I'm looking at, Parallax Wave is very good. Thunderbreak Region, Ral Zarek is fine, but often wheels, honestly. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the Upheaval here still. I think it's that powerful, but I'm a little bit upset that I'm passing Thunderbreak Region because, again, the red-blue non-combo deck, just the more control, or the tempo-y deck is very powerful. In fact, you know what? Maybe I take the Regent here and hope to wheel the Ral Zarek and go that route. That could also be a fine line, in which case I would probably end up cutting a few of these cards, but we'll see. I'll take the Thunderbreak Regent and see what they pass me. Stormbreath Dragon isn't bad. I think I prefer Chain Lightning, though, in this scenario. Cards I'm looking for like Delver. I'm looking for Young Pyromancer, that type of thing. Cards that you can play down early and then just back them up with counter and burn to get through. So I think Chain Lightning is going to be my pick here, and in which case we'll probably put a lot of these burn spells back in the deck. I'm liking the way this is looking. I haven't drafted a non-combo red-blue deck in a while. Obviously, if I pick up Kiki-Jiki or Splinter Twin, we'll put the Deceiver Exarch back in. But for now, I'll just build a very powerful blue-red deck. So Chain Lightning is going to be my pick here for pick number 2, pack 2. All right, next pick. It looks like we have a Chandra Pyromancer, which I'm probably going to end up taking. Not too much else here for me. Not a huge fan of Mogg War Marshal in this type of deck, although Threads of Disloyalty is definitely a decent consideration. Other good cards in this pack: Sun Titan, Ravages of War is always scary. Nighthawk and Chainer's Edict are both fine, but Pyromancer is very good. Honestly, it kind of looks like I'm moving into a mono red deck. And I would not be surprised, and nor should you be surprised if that is the route that I end up going. It's very possible that I just cut the blue entirely and then go into a mono red deck, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, of course, right after I say we might be going into a mono red deck, I get past a Kiki-Jiki, which is, in fact, the card we were looking to go with Deceiver Exarch. So this is nice. I really do like red-blue, even if it was the non-combo version. And picking up Kiki-Jiki here just solidifies the fact that I will be going the combo route. I don't really have too many other good creatures for Kiki-Jiki to copy. Obviously, Thunderbreak Region is fine. And Wormcoil is the nutter butters, because unlike a lot of effects, this you sacrifice the token instead of exiling it, so I would be getting a lot of 3/3 worms. But we'll see what happens here. I'm very, very happy, obviously, to get the Kiki-Jiki. Splinter Twin would be the nuts, and then we would always like to get more effects like this, like Pestermite and Zealous Conscripts. In addition, I'll be looking for a lot more card manipulation. Right now we have Preordained, Sensei's Divining Top, Scroll Rack, but we don't have as much or too much other card draw beyond that. Yeah, and this is a good pack indeed. I think here I'm probably supposed to take the Tamiyo. Just a really good Planeswalker in general, and I think much better than Izzet Charm or Beetleback Chief. Although, that being said, I think Izzet Charm is quite solid. Stoke the Flames also a decent consideration, but I think because we picked up the Kiki-Jiki, I'm going to kind of ignore the burn and go ahead and just take the Planeswalker here, and my pick's going to be Tamiyo. Excellent pickup here for us after the Tamiyo, the Moonsage. Have a Steam Vents. As you can tell, this deck is going to have some very mana-intense requirements. Double blue, triple red, double red, double red, double red, double blue, double blue. Very happy to pick up the Steam Vents here. Banefire and Chasm Skulker are both fine, but the mana fixing is way too important for me to pass. We're looking for like Temple of Epiphany and Volcanic Island, of course, if possible. And now that we have the Steam Vents, any blue or red fetch can find both colors. But good pickup, and we'll see what else we can get. All right, following the Steam Vents, we have a few decent options here. Some burn spells, Sacred Foundry. I believe we already passed the Restoration Angel in the previous pack, but it's always fine to consider splashes like this. Don't think I want to take the Gorehouse Chainwalker. Although it's not bad. Again, if I wanted to go more red-blue, tempo-ish aggro, Gorehouse Chainwalker is a fine 2-drop. In fact, I do have the Lightning Mauler in my deck right now, which I probably am not going to play, but we'll see. I think the pick here is probably Burst Lightning, but it could definitely be Chainwalker. And then we just have like the Deceiver Exarch Kiki-Jiki in there randomly for value. But, well, I didn't know how much time I had left, so looks like we took the Burst Lightning, which is completely fine. I'll follow that up with an Incinerate here. Passing Spikeshot Elder, Augur of Bolas. Lightning Greaves is fine. If you guys do end up playing this cube, they do have Thespian Stage with Dark Depths. So unlike lands like Vesuva, which enter as copies of Dark Depths, which means they would get the counter on Dark Depths, Thespian Stage enters the battlefield without any counters, without a copy, and so you can like copy Dark Depths and instantly make a 2020 flying indestructible Merit Lage. But I'm going to take the Incinerate here. And again, yeah, it could be more like the red-blue tempo, aggro temple. Yeah, and Wheeling Ralzeric is perfect. I mentioned that earlier when we opened the pack originally, and really happy to take that here. There is a Firebolt, which is, of course, fine. Not a huge fan of Meteor Blast, but again, both okay cards, but happy to take another Planeswalker. We have Chandra, we have Tamio, we have Flip Jace, and now we have Ralzeric, so looking to be pretty good. Do need some more card draw effects, and again, would absolutely love to pick up Pestermite, Splinter Twin, Zealous Conscripts, but as it stands, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Don't think I want to take Future Sight. The mana is a little bit intense. I do already have a triple red card, and this doesn't do anything basically immediately, but it is fine. Wake Thrasher's okay, not amazing. I'll go ahead and highlight the Thrasher here, but probably not going to end up running it. Alright, last few picks here. Not too exciting in this second pack anyways. I think I'm just going to hate on Ravager's War. We don't really want to run Mogg War Marshal. It's just not doing anything in this deck. In fact, I'm probably going to end up cutting things like Lightning Waller. Yeah, maybe that's it, actually. Lightning Waller might be the worst card in our deck. Scroll Rack and Top, currently not doing too much without any shuffle effects, but we can always pick those up later, hopefully in the next pack. Go ahead and take Temple here for off chance that we want to splash any white cards. It's possible that I get like a Johnny Vengeant and want to splash that. Yeah, nothing else in this pack really going for me anyways. Take the Temple and just leave it in the sideboard for consideration purposes. It's always good to take lands like this. Ooh, Izzet Charm Wheeling is actually really good for us. Love that card. I think it goes really well into this deck. It just, so much versatility. And hey, you know what? We're red-blue, so seems like a fine card to go into red-blue. Olivia, Izzet. Same reasoning, we'll just take the Sulphurous Springs here. Unlikely that we're going to end up splashing any black cards, but just in case we do, it's always fine to get these cards late and just put them in your sideboard for potential. Alright, Chainwalker, not terrible. Again, something I'm probably not going to end up running, but could very easily do so if we want to go more aggressive. And what do we have here? Nothing too exciting. Brutal Expulsion is, of course, on color. Arc Trail, Stratus Dancer. Those are my top 3 cards. I think here we're going to go with the Stratus Dancer. It's actually pretty reasonable. 2-power flyer if you just want to cast it face up. If you're able to morph it, you get to counter something, and it's a 3-power flyer. Just very decent. Lot of advantage in that card. And Brutal Expulsion's probably going to wheel anyways, so I don't mind taking the Stratus Dancer here. Otherwise, this pack is quite poor for us. Arc Trail is main deckable for sure, but I like it more as a sideboard card against maybe the green ramp decks with a lot of creatures. Really happy to take the Stratus Dancer. Okay, pick 2, pack 3. Well, there's the Dark Depths I was talking about earlier to go with the Thespian stage. Also combos with like Vampire Hexmage to make that 2020 by removing all the counters. For us, specifically, we have Electrolyze, and we have Frost Titan, and like Dissolve. Now remember, out of the last pack, we wheeled both Ralzeric and Izzet Charm, which is a pretty good sign that we should wheel Electrolyze here. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the Frost Titan instead. Great finisher, pretty good with Kiki Jiki. Really happy to pick this up, honestly. Start cutting things like Gorehouse Chainwalker and whatnot. Maybe even the Irish Shaman. Still looking for some more card draw and more ways to get the combo, or more combo pieces, but Frost Titan's certainly a fine one. Took the Frost Titan, and then we got past this pack. A lot of scary cards here. Bitter Blossom, Grizzlebrand, Quarantine Field, Oracle of Moldiah. For us, we have Whirler Rogue, Hordling Outburst, Abbot of Carol Keep, Gifts Ungiven. Nothing on the same power level as the cards that we're passing. I guess I'd probably take Whirler Rogue here. Hordling Outburst and Abbot of Carol Keep are not exactly what this deck is looking for. And Whirler Rogue is another nice one to go with the Kiki Jiki. Plus, we can force in some huge creatures like Wormcoil Engine or Frost Titan with the activated ability of Whirler Rogue. So not the worst case scenario. Plus, it provides 3 bodies to protect the different planeswalkers that we have. So I think I'm fine with this pick. It's not amazing, but there's not really much else in this pack here for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the Whirler Rogue here. Okay, following the Whirler Rogue, we get this, and it's going to be a very easy Flooded Strand. I was talking about it earlier, but we have Scroll Rack and Top, so we want to find those fetches. Plus, Flooded Strand conveniently finds the Steam Vents for us, which means it can find both a red and a blue source. So, good pickup, and happy to see it. Well, that makes me very sad that we get past a Kotha the Hammer and I'm not mono red, but it's a fine pickup here if I wanted to take that. Greater Gargadon, also one of my favorite cards to go into that red deck. I don't think there's any possibility that I can build a mono red deck from this point on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, 14. Not quite. So neither of these cards are exciting for me here, but I guess I'm okay taking like the Greater Gargadon. Koth definitely wants to be in a mono red deck more than a red blue deck, but I think both of these picks are perfectly fine. I think a lot of people underestimate the Greater Gargadon. It actually has a decent amount of synergy in this deck. Eating, for instance, Kiki Jiki tokens, Wormcoil Engine, yada yada yada. Wow, another really solid pack here. Fiery Confluence, Kaiga, Siege Gang Commander, and Repeal, all cards that I'm a huge fan of. Man, that mono red deck that I could have had would have been pretty sick. Kaiga's another fine win condition. Siege Gang Commander, obviously very, very good with Kiki Jiki, and Repeal's just decent by itself. I think here we are going to take... Man, I really want to take the Fiery Confluence and kind of build more of an aggro deck now. Especially since this is, let's see, pick 6 already in this last pack, and we only have Deceiver Exarch plus Kiki Jiki. We don't have much of a full combo. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Fiery Confluence here. As weird as this seems. And then probably take out, like, Dissipate. Put in the Mauler, put in the Gorehouse Chainwalker. Ooh, a Swift Spear and a Lightning Strike here now, too. Yeah, we might just be going more of a red-blue aggro deck. Take out the Scroll Rack, take out the Top. Let's see here. Might even take out... Like, start taking out some of these double blue cards like Old Man of the Sea, Whirler Rogue, Tameo, Time Warp. Actually, I'd probably leave Tameo still. And take like Swift Spear here. I think I like this. We're going to leave in the combo for sure. We're going to be splashing blue in some capacity, but we are going to be heavier red and in blue for more control-y elements. Oh, this pack is sad. I don't think we want City of Brass, but Flame Slash is not something that I'm particularly looking for. Although I guess this does help with a splash. I guess I'll take City of Brass here, but I'm not looking to necessarily play it, if that makes sense. I guess Time Warp is still very, very solid here. How many? We have 1, 2, 3... 3.5 Planeswalkers. Yeah, I guess Time Warp is still pretty decent here, although it's, again, not at its best. Kiki Jiki, again, still combos with Deceiver Exarch, and with Frost Titan and Wormcoil is just very, very good. Okay, on the wheel, Brutal Expulsion, Arc Trail, Glory Chaser, and City of Brass 2.5. Let's see, this is going to be a morph card, so it goes there. Don't really want Brutal Expulsion. I think I'll just take Arc Trail, but probably leave it for the sideboard. This deck is going to be interesting. I don't know if interesting means good or bad, but it's going to be interesting. I think it's decent, honestly. Wow, there it is. There's Electrolyze on the wheel, like we said. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I mean, Electrolyze is the easy pick. I'm just wondering if I want to cut something instead, or cut something to make room for the extra card that we currently have in the deck. I still think we want Preordain. Still think we want most of the red cards, honestly. Maybe, again, Arc Trail could be a cut. And I guess Lightning Mauler is not at its best here, but it's probably still fine. Abbot of Carol Keep and Hordling Outburst, both good too. Could this be a Hordling Outburst deck, or is this more an Abbot deck? I think this is probably more of an Abbot deck. Now I'm thinking of cutting some of these other blue cards and just going much heavier red still. I guess Izzet Charm might not be necessary here. Well, I don't want any of these cards for sure. I'll take Amizium Mortars for the sideboard. Could cut Izzet Charm. I don't know about this Preordain, honestly. Although I hate cutting Preordain because it's one of my favorites. Ooh, this deck transformed into mono red, which is obviously awkward, but I think a lot of you wouldn't be surprised that that this was the case. The worst part is, had I gone into mono red since the beginning, our deck would have been so much better. There were quite a few good cards that we ended up passing, but for the red deck, anyways. But so it goes. I think I got a little bit too caught up on Deceiver Exarch, especially after getting the Kiki-Jiki a little bit later. Symbol Legion's great, but I'm not going to splash it here, even though we have a few decent ways to do so. Even a last pick Lightning Strike. Okay. So I think because of this, I honestly might just cut all of the blue except for like Deceiver Exarch, Electrolyze Valzeric. Cut Tamiyo, cut Time Warp, cut Frost Titan, cut Jace, and maybe Stratus Dancer. Let's see. Gargadon's like a 1. Leaving the combo piece. I guess Stratus Dancer's pretty free and actually quite good in this type of deck as well. It feels weird cutting Jace, certainly, and maybe that's a reason to leave him back in. Jace is just very good. I guess Frost Titan's probably just a good finisher as well in this type of deck. Izzet Charm, Irish Shaman, both considerations. I don't think I want any of these other blue cards, save for maybe Preordain. These double blue at the early game are not impressive to me. Whirler Rogue is actually fine in this type of deck, but I think this is pretty close to how I want it. Could definitely swap Izzet Charm for the Arc Trail. Or for one of the Incinerate effects, since I do have Lightning Strike and Incinerate. I think we want all of these other cards, though. I guess Wormcoil is a little bit awkward. The top end is a little bit awkward for sure, but this deck seems good to me. Feels bad cutting the Preordain when, again, I'm kind of digging for answers, but there are still other okay targets for Kiki-Jiki, even if they're not insane. I wonder if Irish Shaman's better than Abbot here. They're very, very similar, but this one has Menace, whereas this one has Prowess. And it still feels very wrong to cut Tamiyo, Time Warp, and the Izzet Charm. I suppose it's probably correct to go a little bit bigger. Like, Tamiyo is just very, very good. Maybe cut the Arc Trail and sideboard it in versus decks with a lot of other creatures. In which case, Time Warp probably wants to get in because I have so many Planeswalkers now. Can probably end up cutting Burst Lightning in its stead. Just going a little bit bigger, more powerful effects. In which case, maybe Gorehouse Chainwalker doesn't do enough. Although I do want some early game. Let's group creatures separately, so we were working with here. Okay. No, maybe this is good. I do want to keep some decent number of creatures. Alright, so Steam Vents, Sheevan Reef, Flooded Strand. I think I do run the City of Brass now, even though it's going to end up hurting me quite a bit. Just because we're running a lot of blue cards now. And let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, seems good. So cut a few burn spells, add a few more powerful top-end cards, and I'm going to submit this, and we will see you guys back for round 1. Don't go anywhere. Okay, here we are for round 1 of our red-blue pseudo-combo, more aggro control deck. We are on the draw, and we have a lovely 6-lander. Tasty. Gonna go ahead and mulligan this and hope to hit a better 6, which indeed we do. Turn 2 Jace is pretty nice. And of course gonna scry another land to the bottom. Alright, opponent leads off with a Temple of Plenty. This hand needs some help for sure, but seeing green-white kind of gives me a little bit of hope. Okay, well, another land. Not exactly what we're looking for. We don't actually need to draw any more lands for the rest of the game. What in the world? Temple into Mountain. Lots of potential splashing possibilities the opponent is running. Or they could just be straight 3-color, of course. Only time will tell. I am just going to run out the Jace. After drawing another land, even though I had bottomed one off the scry. And let's hope this Jace doesn't die and that we are able to loot through some draws. Alright, Frost Titan not bad. Gonna go ahead and just discard the Sheevan Reef since we don't need it. Gorehouse Chainwalker, a little bit awkward follow-up to Jace, but again, we do want to be on the beatdown plan. So, yeah. Looks like the opponent's on some ramp deck of some sort. Could be splashing for like Dromoka, could be splashing for some Path or Swords effect. Could be splashing red cards for sure, even though I think they're splashing white because they chose red for Utopia Sprawl. Huntmaster of the Fells. Well, that's pretty darn good versus my Gorehouse. Ah, Thunderbreak was a good draw. Alright, let's go looting. And there's almost no reason not to trade away the Gorehouse here for the Wolf. This is not blocking anyways, so this is probably just going to prevent me damage, if anything, in the long run. I would not be surprised if the opponent just passes the turn and then goes to kill my Jace on upkeep after flipping, but not too much I can do about that. And if they do play something, hopefully Jace will flip, and I can time warp twice. Yeah, nice. Okay, so Shaman of Forgotten Ways for the opponent. That is really good for us. I'm going to time warp here. I guess I should probably attack first. Alright, let's attack for 4 first. Time warp. Hopefully flip Jace. This could be great for us. Alright. Discard the land. Uptick Jace. If I draw a land this turn, oh yeah, then we get to, let's see. I could time warp again here, but I think I want to wait until I develop out this Frost Titan. And I guess we'll just tap down the forest. Shaman can only cast be used for creature spells, so I'd rather tap down one of their mana sources here. Attacking for 4. And let's make the Huntmaster a little bit smaller. Look to be in pretty good shape. Hell, I mean, next turn, if the opponent doesn't do anything to either kill one of my creatures or get rid of Jace, we are going to be taking 2 turns in a row with both a Thunderbreak and a Frost Titan on this board. I'd say we are in pretty good shape. We'll see what the opponent can come up with, though. Oh, he's going to flip? Okay, so upkeep. I think we just let that transform, honestly. Right? He just gets to deal 2 damage. And 2 damage to me. Or I guess Jace. That's not too big of a deal. And if he targets one of my creatures, then he either has to pay 2 for the Frost Titan effect, or they lose 3 life to the Thunderbreak trigger. Alright, well that's not bad either. So let's just Time Warp right now. And I would like to target myself. Alright, go to attacks, tap down the Ravager. The opponent, again, didn't pay, so I assume they have some kind of trick here. But I must say, I feel pretty confident about our position. White-green. What do you have? What do you have? Not sure what I'm worried about here. Dromoka's command. Okay, so opponent's going to 3-for-1 themselves. That seems fine to me. We hit in for 4, put him at 10, and then we Ral Zarek plus Lightning Strike for the last 6 points of damage. Because remember, we're taking another turn here. Well, I guess I don't need to show him Ral Zarek. I can go like this instead. Can play Swift Spear, can Lightning Strike them, then can flashback the Lightning Strike. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. All right, so that worked out pretty well. Good mulligan. Luckily for us, Jace survived and was able to get us through some of those nasty land draws we were about to hit. Plus, hey, taking an extra 2 turns and doing some of their nasty stuff doesn't feel too bad. Could definitely bring an Arc Trail against this opponent. I assume they're going to have some other creatures, low creatures to kill. I guess it would take out the Chainwalker versus them. Could also consider taking out like Lightning Mauler and bringing in Mizium Mortars. That's also a decent consideration. I think I'm going to do that. Otherwise, we'll just ship it back. Game 2, round 1. This hand is pretty similar to our first one. I think I'm going to go ahead and risk this one on the draw. Obviously need to draw some help here, but I think it's fine to keep, given what we saw from the opponent's deck. Turn 1 Swift Spear, drawing a Pyromaster, definitely not bad. Just playing like a Fertile Ground here, maybe. Yep, indeed it is. All right. Well, obviously need some more help here, but we'll see what the opponent can muster up. Elvish Mystic off of the Forest. It's a good target for our Chandra Pyromaster. Oh, and no other lands from the opponent, though. That could be a problem. Well, obviously a problem for them. And we drew another pretty decent one. Ooh, this Time Warp is just getting better and better. We'll see what the opponent does if I want to play this Pyromaster or the Thunderbreak Regent next turn. They did hit another land, though, so it gives them 5 mana this turn. I guess depending on what they do, we will weigh our options accordingly. Ooh, a Bloodbraid Elf into a Explore. Okay. Well, there's some value for you. Let's see if he draws a land off the Explore as well. Doesn't look like it, though. Alright, Stormbreath Dragon and lands. Yeah, so I'm just going to play the Chandra out. Kill the elf here. Deny opponent some mana sources. Whew. Wow, this Time Warp is just getting more and more insane by the minute. Well, we did say adding these Planeswalkers and taking out the some of the more junky creatures, and looks like it's paying off. Our deck is more powerful, but a little bit more slow. But hey, I think this deck really wanted it. Another land from the opponent off the top. Tamiyo, again, just going to wreck the opponent because their land with the Fertile Ground on it. We're going to effectively set them back a few more land drops. Pre-combat. Chandra might be dead here. Pienkir Nalaar. Ugh. Okay, that's kind of nasty. And a Grim Lavamancer. Wow. All right. Looks like looks like I might not get to Time Warp with both Tamiyo and Chandra after all. Ooh, Mizzium Mortars would be an insane draw. Yeah, Mizzium Mortars would be insane. Oh, Stoke the Flames. Oh, okay. That kind of sucks. I mean, I could also just play Tamiyo, draw 5 cards now. That seems pretty good to me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play Tamiyo, let's draw 5 cards. I'm not in the greatest position still, but that's going to give me a good chance to find some answers. That is a lot of stuff I don't necessarily want. I think I'm going to leave back the Swiftspirited Chump for a turn. All right, I'll just discard 2 lands. Yeah, I'm going to be burned out real quick here. I think I have to suspend Riftbolt and Time Warp next turn, and then go off of that. Provided I don't draw Mizzium Mortars. If I draw Mizzium Mortars, we're very, very easily winning, I think. So it looks like they're going to shoot either me or the Swiftspear. That's fine. I can't imagine the opponent not killing Tamiyo here. Ooh, again, pre-combat spells kind of worries me. Oh, Eternal Witness for Stoke the Flames. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I guess I'm taking 5 damage and Tamiyo's dying. All right. If there's a time for Mizzium Mortars, it's within the next 2 draws. Okay, that's also not terrible. So suspend the Riftbolt and Time Warp. Pass the turn. Gonna Mizzium Mortars Pienkir Nalaar here. That is not the card I'm looking for. So we'll just have to play out the Wormcoil Engine and then pray. We will have to play out the Wormcoil and pray. One, two, three, four, 5. Does the opponent have the Zealous Conscripts? That would kill me. That would not be nice. No whammies. No whammies. Don't hurt me. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, okay. Second guessing. Second guessing. I'll accept this. Now, the opponent can always block with a creature and then kill it so that I don't gain any life off the Wurmcoil. But I guess if I have 2 Wurmcoils, then that's probably a little bit harder, isn't it? Seems good. That's some nice value there, if I do say so myself. Uh-oh, what is happening in response here? Opponent's stoking me. Okay, in response to that, I lightning strike away the Grim Lavamancer, so they can't use its ability. Go to 6. Attack for 12 lifelink. And remember, the Wurmcoil token is going to die at the end of the turn. So I'm also going to get a 2/3/3s. Nice. All right, so gain 12. Get 2/3/3 tokens. Wow. All right. Phew. And with that, I don't think we can lose now. That was the pivotal turn, and we survived with some pretty good stabilization. Well, the opponent's not conceding, though. Looks like they're playing something scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Primal Command? Okay, so gain 7 and search for a creature. Dragonlord Atarka. I don't know if that's going to cut it at this point. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, and they're attacking with a Thopter. What in the world? That is extremely aggressive. Oh, and now they're just dead. All right. Yeah, it turns out Kiki Jiki Wurmcoil Engine is just as good as advertised, if not better. And that'll be all she wrote. 4 to each opponent, 1 to each creature to kill the flyers. Bada boom, bada bing. GG's. All right, so got there through round 1. I think our deck is awesome. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for round 2. Round 2 here with our blue-red tempo twin deck. We're going to play first, and looks like we have a fine hand. Not amazing, definitely needs to draw some lands, but turn 2 Gorehouse Chainwalker on the play with a Riftbolt backup. Let's draw some more lands. That's all there is to it. I would be perfectly fine with this hand drawing 4 lands in a row, but we'll see if we can get as fortunate as that. All right, well on our way. Well on our way. Opponent leading with an Arid Mesa. We'll find what they get. Maybe a Hollowed Fountain or something. Plateau. Hollowed Fountain it is. Okay. Ooh, they drew a Miracle. No, they didn't. All right. They paused on their draw step like they drew a Miracle almost. It's a slight tells, you know. Journey to Nowhere. Okay. That seems fine. Time Warp, not exactly the card we were looking for. This could be very problematic. This is the kind of game where, yeah, the opponent's just going to hold up like a counter or something, and I might be in a world of trouble. But you got to cast what you can. Lightning Mauler off the top is not the worst of draws. Though it looks like something's happening here. Repealed. Okay. Repeal it is. Ooh, and the opponent missing their 4th land. Okay. I think I'm going to play out the Lightning Mauler here, actually. I'd rather that get countered than Jace, and Jace gets haste next turn with the Lightning Mauler anyways. So if that resolves, then I think we're okay. Again, them going to discard here is perfectly fine with me. Both players in a little bit of a rut. Ooh, a Gilded Lotus, the discard. Interesting. Let's go to attacks first and see if the opponent wants to like flash in anything. That way I know they won't have a counter for the Jace. Snapcaster Mage? Okay, that is fine. I am perfectly fine if, or I'm perfectly happy if they just want to trade here. Now obviously I won't get to loot immediately with the Jace, but... Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're gonna path their own Snapcaster Mage to get an extra land. That is actually fine with me, because now we get to play the Jace and use it immediately. And still not draw land. I guess I'm going to discard Frost Titan here. It was either that or Kiki-Jiki. Alright, another land from the opponent. Unfortunate. And as long as they don't Wrath, I guess that's my worst. Oh, Gideon's also pretty bad. Kill the Jace. Oh, he's gonna plus. Okay. That's not the worst. So, well, let's loot here first and see if we hit a land. No land is unfortunate. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I'm discarding Kiki-Jiki here. And we can go Swift Spear plus Incinerate. And hope that's good. This will put the Gideon at 1. And that way they can't use the -2 to kill a tapped creature. But again, if the opponent has a Wrath here, we are in terrible shape. So let's try to fade a Wrath effect, I guess. Alright, Gideon plus. Don't do it. Hero of Bladel. Alright, that is not a Wrath. Again, no lands. I can go for the flip on Jace here, but I think I'm going to keep looting. I'm going to discard the Rift Bolt, and that way the Exquisite Firecrat will resolve without being able to be countered, because I have Spell Mastery now. And now I can also kill Gideon. It's little things. Little plays like that. Nice little equity. All right. And again, if the opponent doesn't have a Wrath here, we are in great shape. Jace will flip. I can flash back one of my burn spells to kill the Emeria Angel. We have a... No, Steam Fence is already there. So let's discard the Flooded Strand. I think I want to... I mean, I could like Time Warp here or something, or play out Tamio, but I think we just want to get the Angel off the board. And we're going to do it safe by Exquisite Firecrafting. Only 2 cards left in the opponent's hand, and my hand is completely stacked. I think we're going to lead with Tamiyo next turn. See if that gets the counter bait. Remember, Lightning Mauler is unpaired now since Jace turned into a Planeswalker. So Thunderbreak Regent potentially with haste if I wanted to. Baneslayer Angel. Ugh, okay. Yeah, we'll lead with Tamiyo. No miscalc or something, please. Pactum Negation. Okay. I guess we have to pass. That's really bad for us. It does have protection from dragons. Silly enough. Alright, so Baneslayer kills Jace. Opponent goes back up to 22. Do I have to just Time Warp here? I mean, I could Ral Zarek and Thunderbreak and bash in for a bit, but that's not even that impressive. Ral Zarek. Like, the Baneslayer Angel is still the problem. I think I might just need a Time Warp and try to dig into another thing. Frost Titan and Kiki Jiki, very sad that they were discarded now. Greater Gargadon, not exactly what we were looking for, but hey, you never know. We'll suspend that out there. Pair up the old Thunderbreak with Lightning Mauler. I don't think I'd trade away the Lightning Mauler just yet. Still need to find a way to deal with that Ral, or that, rather that Baneslayer. Because as it stands, the opponent will have gained 10 life at this point. And that is the difference in the game. Baneslayer confirmed powerful. Alright, we're on a 2-turn clock. And remember, the dragon can't even block the Baneslayer. No plays. Well, that's terrifying. Yeah, let's just go to attacks. Not looking very good for our hero here. Oh, Sphinx's Revelation? Jeez, that's bad. Alright, that'll probably shore up the game. So opponent has Path, Pact of Negation. I think I might just scoop here in response to this. What are my outs? Let's look at our deck real quick. Frost Titan's already in the graveyard. No, none of this will do it. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna scoop in response to not show the opponent. Ralzeric. They just drew a million cards and they're drawing 5 more life, or they're gaining 5 more life with Baneslayer here. Just a little bit too much life gain for my deck to handle this game. Yeah, if Tamiyo had resolved, it would be okay to keep the Baneslayer tapped down, but unfortunately that was not the case. I don't think there's much that we can sideboard in, honestly. I think we'll just run it back. Both players got stuck on mana early on, and we just kind of got wrecked by Baneslayer, even though we got extreme value with Exquisite Firecraft and whatnot. Here we are for game 2, round 2. We are down a game. Let's play first. And yeah, this hand's great. Turn to Gorehouse or Jace. And then the other one on the following turn into a turn 4 Chandra. Seems pretty good to me. I think I'm going to lead with the Gorehouse. Oh, well, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? I guess I am going to be leading with Jace now instead. Try to draw into something because Mother of Ruins is very good. But hopefully Jace can find me something good. Alright, that's not terrible. Let's go looting. Let's discard City of Brass. And play good old Chainwalker. Chandra's pretty dang good versus Mother of Ruins, honestly. Morph. I see. Alright, so I could attack with Chainwalker. If the opponent blocks with Morph and tries to give it pro red, I can shoot in response. I really would like to develop out the Pyromaster here, but I think we just attack it with Chainwalker since it's not blocking anyways. And this could be Exalted Angel since I have the Stratus Dancer. Yeah, the opponent doesn't want to block. Alright, well if that's Exalted Angel, what do I do about that? Alright, I think we just Chandra. Shoot the opponent and the Mom. The opponent will give Mom Pro. And then next turn, we can Lightning Strike in response after using Chandra's ability. Again, I'm assuming that's Exalted Angel. It could be a Hidden Dragon Slayer, though, for sure. What do you have, opponent? Alright, there's land number 4. Time for Exalted? Indeed it is. Alright, well, that's what I assumed. That is what I assumed. Yeah, opponent has Baneslayer Angel and Exalted Angel versus me. It's pretty darn good. I guess I discard the Sheevan Reef here. Abbot of Carol Keep. Well, let's try to find a land here. Rift Bolt. That's unfortunate, and I don't want to suspend it. Oh, I guess I could loot first and see if I hit land with Jace. Maybe discard Kiki Jiki. Okay, so... Man, is it correct to discard Kiki Jiki? I feel like it might be better to discard Frost Titan here. Yeah, I think I want the Kiki Jiki. And I need the lightning strike to kill Mom this turn. Let's do that. I guess I could have definitely played around Daze by playing my mountain first. Oh, I can't suspend it. Rather than cast this card from your hand. Oh. Well then. I mean, I still had to use Lightning Strike because I had to use an instant speed effect, but did not realize that that was only from hand. The more you know. The more you know. Wow, that kind of ruins my game plan, because my game plan was to suspend the Rift Bolt and then shoot the Angel for 3 and then flashback the Lightning Strike to finish it off, but looks like we are not going to be able to do that. Yeah, that Angel's pretty bad for me. Opponent's gained 8 life already? I mean, we could always just combo the opponent out, in theory. Deceiver, Exarch into Kiki-Jiki. Oh boy, what is this? Gideon? Okay, I assume Jace is dying this time. Yeah. No surprise there. I think I just Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, I can play the land first again. Is it better to copy Abbott end of turn or just attack here, I wonder? I think it's probably just better to attack. Alright, there's no reason to make a copy end of turn, it doesn't do anything. And now the opponent knows what tricks I'm on. Presumably. Playing out a Kiki-Jiki is kind of telling. If I do get to untap, I can copy Abbot of Carol Keep, though, and start getting some extra triggers, which is not bad. Well, there's the Baneslayer again. Alright, let's draw Deceiver Exarch. Ral Zarek. That doesn't do the trick. Alright, Abbott, show me some goodies. Show me some goodies. Nope, mountain is not what I'm looking for either. I guess I can Ral Zarek untap Kiki-Jiki, do it again. Alright, tap, untap. Value. Oh, boo. Well, can't cast Thunderbreak. Not that it was doing much anyways, a 4-5 and a 5-5 Angel. Getting some awesome value here, but not doing anything with that awesome value. Oh, the opponent's just going straight to my face. Okay, I assume they have a counter or some removal spell for Kiki Jiki. Man, all of the angels. All of the flavor. I would be absolutely shocked if I won this game. But a man can dream. Obviously, I have to go for it. It's my only chance. Don't slow roll me, bro. Don't do it. Let me die in peace. Or win. Alright. Deceiver Exarch? Nope. Alright. Tap. Untap. I'm getting my hopes up for no reason. Oh, the opponent did have a path. Alright, well then it didn't even matter. There was nothing I can do. So we are GG'd. And an unfortunate way to go, but that's how it goes sometimes. I think our deck was sweet. Opponent just happened to have some good single card answers. Unfortunate for us. Time Warp was the card on top, but then it doesn't look like we were getting there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this look at a Legacy Cube draft. I will make sure to continue to draft more and more for Newmont Gaming here. Remember, I will plan on doing a draft video at least once a week. And with Shadows over Innistrad coming out in just a few days, be excited for all of the Shadows drafts that I will be doing. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to check out all of the other content here on Newmont Gaming, and we'll see you back next time. Take it easy.